It's Tuesday the 22nd of November. We're at Kilbuck Bluffs Forest Preserve. It's 1:56. There's a little bit of a drizzle going on. We're kind of planning to go to Avon Bottoms today, but no such luck. So we're going to see what the heck's going on here. This is the shelter house. Allegedly, there's a short trail that starts behind here. So we'll see where it goes. Ooh, there's a squirrel. Well, I don't see a trail here behind this shelter. We'll go over this way and look. Some steps down to the creek. Wilma's halfway down already. It's the back of the shelter house. There was a couple of guys in there sitting enjoying a fire. They had grilled some hamburgers and were just enjoying themselves. About 20 or 25 steps to come down here, down the side of the hill, and then this, I think, goes over to the creek. When we were coming in, we were looking over the, at least I was looking out over the creek. It's kind of an overgrown trail. Don't imagine it gets much use. Well, it comes down to the creek. Wilma hasn't decided to go in the creek yet. She may not. She's probably not thirsty yet. Well, it looks like this little trail goes kind of along the creek, so we'll see what happens. See another shelter house up there. I don't know if you could call this a trail. It would be pretty charitable, but it seems to head in that direction, and that's where the map says the trail ends. I don't know if that's the same trail, the same shelter, or a different one. We'll see. These are not shown on the trail map. According to the trail map, this trail that starts to the left of this shelter house goes to the other shelter house. But really, it just sort of dies out in the middle of the woods. It may have gone there at one time, but it's so overgrown you can't find it. I think we're going to drive around and see if we can see it from the other end. Down the road to the other shelter called Edgewood. They have one of those fancy outhouses like they have at County Line. We're going to go right over there. It looks to me like there might be a trailhead there. There's Kilbuck Creek. There's a shelter over there. I suppose you could just walk down the side of that hill. It doesn't look too bad. But I think there's actually some steps over here. I see some stonework. There's the edge of the creek. I think there was 27 steps coming down the hill there. I think Wilma would have taken one about 3 bounds, but let's see if we can find our way. Well, that tree is kind of where the trail ends. You can kind of bushwhack through along the creek. I don't know, it might pick up down here a ways. Hard to tell. There's Wilma going down there into the creek. It's her first creek episode at Kilbuck Creek. You can see where the trail kind of goes back that way, and then it's blocked by that tree that's fallen over. I think we actually came down this way before. I think the other shelter is up this way. They're not very far apart. And there's a little rocky outgrove down there that you can, has a picnic table. We're going to go look down there. There's the picnic table out on the rock. There's another branch of the creek coming in there. I'll tell you where it's at. Well, we didn't have any trouble jumping over this, but I'm not going to. We're just going to go back. This is more work than it's worth. Now you can see the steps up the side of the hill there. This is Fort, whatever the heck it is, Chartreuse. And we'll have to make a detour into the forest up here. There's a big tree. I don't know if you can see it, but to the Edgewood steps. Look like it'd be almost easier to walk up the side of that hill there. Probably wouldn't be any harder. You ready to go, Wilma? Yeah, I think that side of that creek is also part of the forest reserve. I don't think there's any way to get over there, though. I think Wilma's going to go get a last drink. Chain on the floor and a padlock. I'm guessing there used to be a table or something down here. Car, it's 2:51. We didn't have much of a walk, but there isn't much of a trail here. Although it is pretty out here. It's worth coming to just to see the bluffs and look out over the creek. Probably better if it wasn't raining, but you know. 1924 Kilbuck Bluffs Forest Preserve. There's another piece of it down the road a ways on the other side, so we're gonna go down there and just drive through it. Across the street to the other part of Kilbuck Bluffs. There's the outhouse. It's right about where the map says the well is, and I don't see the well at all, so I don't know if there's a well up here or not. Don't think so, but it might be hidden a little bit.